And the next thing we'll do is also an old osteopathic technique, and one that the Edgar Cayce readings picked up on and emphasized as being important because it creates a drainage of the whole lymph system. I'm now going to do both sides of the neck, as I told you we would do, so we work on both sides at the same time. So insert both hands under, curl your middle fingers up into the lamina groove, and draw them backwards toward you, at the same time applying the circular spiral. This is a movement that comes directly out of the Cayce readings, in that he very much liked this spiraling movement with the pressure, as I've described it, in the lamina groove, and said that this helped to bring coordination between the two nervous systems of the body. Once we've done that a couple of times, then we will move into work on the rest of the neck muscles, including the main one that I mentioned and showed you on the anatomical chart, sternocleidomastoid. So we're doing circular friction work and letting it glide from spot to spot, feeling for the tight contracted muscular areas and paying a special attention and doing a little bit more work on those. As I begin working, I'm going to point out certain areas here on the back that are very important in the Cayce readings. Since this is Cayce Riley massage, and I'm a great believer in the concepts in the readings, I'd like for you to be aware of certain things that happen on the back that are very important for the nervous system. But first, let's simply apply some oil straight down the back and back up, about a half dozen strokes. And this helps establish what Dr. Herbert Benson did scientific research in, called the relaxation response. This in fact causes a relaxation to happen in the whole body. Just this simple stroke is very important. Now we're going to come up to the top of the back, and right here at the location of what we'll call thoracic 1, the top thoracic vertebrae, and it's straight over from the top of the scapula, the shoulder blade. This area, Cayce calls the brachial plexus. It's known by that term in medicine as well. Most of the major nerves that govern this whole upper part of the body generate from this part, just right there. We're going to pay attention to that because Cayce often centered on 4 segments on the spine, this being the first one, as very important that we work out of in special kinds of ways. The second area that we'll work on is directly across from the lower angle of the shoulder blade, and that's thoracic 9, the 9th vertebrae in the thoracic portion of the spine. That is the solar plexus, and it governs all of this area of the body. The nerves that branch out from here are complex, second only to the complexity of nerves in the brain itself. This is sometimes called the gut brain. Then we move down to the lumbar plexus, in the lumbars, of which there are 5, and right between the ribs and the hips, in the center of that is the plexus we call the lumbar plexus. It governs this portion of the body. Finally, we have the sacrum and the sacral plexus that governs the hips, the genitalia, and the legs. So I'm going to do special strokes here which will speak to that nervous system and help bring peace, harmony, and coordination, remembering that I said earlier that discoordination is the greatest source of illness and disease in the human condition, according to Edgar Cayce. The first technique is one we'll call the prayer position. It's done very simply, like this, opening the hands slightly, lowering the little fingers into the lamina grooves, which at last we can see and are on either side of the spine. Sitting immediately underneath that are the major trunks of the nervous systems as they move up and down alongside the spine. By nervous systems, I mean that there is the voluntary or central nervous system trunk, and directly next to that is the autonomic or involuntary nervous system branch. And so the movements we're doing here help to bring coordination between those various parts of the nervous system. And what I'm doing here is a sawing motion, very simple, letting my body move back and forth.